for me. There are Smolkrs in this area, in this cave, and that means that if we make the encampment here, we'll have to deal with the Smolkrs, and that's something that it's a nightmare for me. It's for me, not you can be totally fine with the problem of Smolkrs, but I am not. The problem is that the chirping decomposes me. It feels like the buzzing of a mosquito that I cannot stand. It's like it drives me crazy. And you know, Smolkrs are so annoying, but give the game so much personality that I wouldn't remove them or change the settings to make them less frequent or anything of that nature. I'm looking for a meadow that is good to make our first encampment, and I believe that this meadow where I put the marker is not particularly good because it is not a plateau but more of a pot, like there's a deep. So the thing is not flat, and I don't want to be spending too much in terraforming. So we can choose another starting point that could be more suitable, and I'm thinking about this meadow over here. It's closer to the sea, which means closer to renewable resources like the driftwood that we were collecting before coming here. That replenishes eventually, or more precisely, it spawns back. It is flat. That's a very big desirable attribute. I saw that there was at least one natural collector where you could put wells on top later, and there is another natural collector here. So I'm gonna save the game because I'm gonna do something that many times have destroyed what I want to preserve, which is every time that I see a natural collector, I have a strong tendency to convert it into a well. But right now I cannot mark those collectors with anything other than a mark on the map to make sure that I made mention to know what they are. So you see that you can see in the map my leveling. But sometimes I terraform so close that I destroy the very thing that I wanted to mark to save. And this was surprisingly close. Like I didn't think it was going to be that close to the actual collector. So let's do that with all of the collectors that we that we encountered, because you know, like for example, to make the cooking hot, you need a collector, because otherwise your worker is going to be walking far distances to get the immense amounts of water that they're going to require. Something similar but less extreme happens with the farm. So those are places that ought to be close to natural collectors. So once we know where are the collectors, we have an idea of how to lay the land, because together with terraforming, that's probably too close. So I'm not gonna tempt fate. Alright, that was surprisingly close too, but because I was a little cautious. One suggestion is to potentially collect the dwarf spruce, because the dwarf spruce again regenerates on their own. And I have literally no spaces in the small slot, so this would be a good time to start analyzing the map to see where we start. Okay, I have identified 3 collectors. Let's see if there is a 4th, or 5th, or 6th, or 7th. The more collectors, the better. Oh, and they also have fairly large desirability attributes for your residences that help get your villagers happier, you know. So what in terms of natural collectors, they are really important. All right, so it seems that in this plateau, by this rock, there aren't many collectors. All right, another point of insight that I have earned through multiple playthroughs is leverage the cardinal points, your compass. That means align your buildings to the cardinal points. Like let me show by example. You see here that I am looking straight to the south, right? Oh, I had to collect this before destroying. So a good idea is to align your building to the cardinal points. What that is going to give you is that no matter where you are in your settlement, attempting to enlarge it, you're going to have a way to make your buildings align in a natural and organic way. So that's a little bit of geometry that might be very helpful in the future. So like you see that let me show you. So these two sticks that mark the area almost align perfectly with the cardinal direction of south. So that's for practical purposes enough precision. Another thing that I can suggest is that your encampment raises rather than lowers, and to always start when you level, start with a cell. One cell at least ought to the reference cell ought to be completely level, because otherwise you average, or you may average. I don't know exactly the rules of how that works, but so the alignment to the cardinal points, like I see right now, I'm looking straight west, and the leveling seems to align with that. And one full cell to start the reference. I was closer to the collector, but because this is already level, I wasn't expecting the edge to change much, and therefore the natural collector was going to be relatively safe. There was some resource there, so I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna drop Jotun Blood because I don't need it in my inventory right now. At least I only need 5 to call the first villager, so I'm gonna only keep 5. When you do leveling, terraforming, make sure that you use the Viking radar. Oh, another thing that I've forgotten, you see that my radar is fuchsia. I changed it to a color that has maximum contrast with everything that I might encounter. And thinking about it, the color that seemed to fit best for that purpose was fuchsia. There's nothing else fuchsia in the game, so I believe that makes my radar most helpful. The designers of the game might put by default something like yellow that blends with their graphics, colors, and is artistically pleasing, not to help the newcomers play the game, so or to help anybody for that matter play the game. So it's a difference between the objectives of a game designer and the objectives of a player, right? Alright, I'm collecting these resources because I'm gonna be expanding in that direction. One full cell inside. The game allows you to make a maximum of 25 cells of terraforming, but of course that can only happen if you have 5 by 5 or 3 by Yeah, 5 by 5. Because 25 is the factorization of 25 is just 5 square, right? But more interesting, after 5 by 5, you have 24. That is one less cell, but 24 is a highly composite number. So you have 1 by 24. I think that that's supported. 2 by 12. 3 by 4. And 4 by 6. No, 3 by 4, no. 6 by 4. And so on. So you have many different ways to accomplish that. Let's see if we can find some food to not be without the... We're not using the strength bonus at the moment, but if we needed to, we wouldn't have it. So let's get some more food. That was no necessary delay on this basic terraforming to make the initial campfire. What I'm doing is to make it easy to expand, because if you put things, then the edges of what you build don't let you expand easily. So I prefer to delay the whole play experience a little bit to be able to later expand very easily. Okay, so one full cell, and see that I'm just rather than wearing down my hoe, I just dismantle or cancel the other cells that I knew that were level, because they were selected because they were level. Alright, and now the change of height is low enough that we are not creating bridges. You're gonna see that we very soon, when we try to do these things, we will be creating bridges, which is quite annoying, but that's the way it is. I will show you. It's just giving you a rain check to when the moments is more appropriate. So I believe that these are, for practical purposes, aligned in, level enough, plane enough, or flat enough. So I'm gonna stop. Now I have a place to make the initial encampment. So the primary direction towards the cave is eastbound, right? So the industry is gonna be located closer to the cave, when more or less around here, and therefore the residences for highest desirability bonus are going to be in the opposite end of the town, which would be over here. So we don't see shit, so let's knock a tree down to collect some initial resources that we don't have yet. Oh man, this is so dark. This is one of the darkest nights. Oh, that's nice. The venison are visiting our town, because we can collect them and they don't have negative consequences. And another great thing is that in this place we are not hearing the chirping of the Smolkrs, the rat rabbits. So that's truly amazing. It's quite good that we don't have that problem. And so what is it that I was doing that? What is it that I wanted to do with... I lost my train of thought. Ah, yes. I wanted the resin so that I can do this. Something really necessary. Now I can see something. Oh, you know, I do this rolling stuff without knowing how to. When I try to do it on purpose, it doesn't come out right. Okay, so here's where we wanted to make the initial encampment, and let's leave a space in between the initial fire and the the thing that would have the water well. And now let's try to make that point to the west. All right, so like here, I hope that I got it right. But it doesn't matter if I didn't get it right, because the errors on doing the initial fire will not compound, because at every single point in time we're gonna be using the absolute reference to the cardinal points, and that error doesn't accumulate. Yes. So the problem that I told you about of the ridges is starting to crop up. So what I meant by the ridges is this, that you'll have to do this part twice. And unfortunately, there is no practical solution to that problem. Because even if you raise the terrain to an intermediate level, so that when you want to level in earnest, this problem doesn't happen. Oh, we have some starlight. Look at the Milky Way, man. This is one of the things that blows my mind of this game. And I wondered if I knew about recognizing the constellations, if I would be able to do that in the map of the game. Anyway, so I was saying that this is because now we are too high compared to the underlying levels, that we cannot level the ridge in one go. Too much for the game. So we'll have to do this twice, because those ditches are quite problematic. And notice that I collected the resources before doing this, so I know that I am not destroying anything. Be it as it may, having done the campfire, not the simple fire, but the campfire, allows us to schedule, to blueprint the shelter, and the shelter will allow us to do the Eye of Odin, and the Eye of Odin will allow us to call our first villager. So that's the project in which we are embarking upon for the intermediate objectives. Okay, so now a shelter, and again we are gonna align it as best we can to the east, and because we always have a cardinal reference point to make our encampment square or rectangular, or have square angles all around, I think that's sufficiently aligned to the corresponding cardinal point that I forgot which one it was, so that we can move on. Okay, so now we can collect. Where is the tree that we fell a moment ago? I don't even remember anymore. But we need. Oh, it is a good idea to pin your constructions, right? And be cognizant that pinning them also prioritize them, right? So that's the mechanism of prioritization. Unfortunately, you cannot see the progress of a construction without prioritizing it, but the benefits of prioritization are much more than the benefits of being able to always be collecting, you know, because that reduces the number of trips that you have to do for things. And in the interest of inventory management, I am going to be proactive and drop stuff that I know I won't need immediately to leave space to collect more things. And that reduces the total number of trips that I need to do for stuff. Again, I rolled without meaning to. Again, I lost track of where was the tree that I knocked down. Oh, there's a collector here that wasn't marked. No, he was. It's okay. We can knock these things down because we're gonna be in such a dire need of wood that all of these trees are gonna be gone sooner than later. And every tree that you fell down, those resources begin to decompose. That's true, but our workers are gonna use them so quickly that that's not gonna be a worry. Alright. More resin to my hand, more sticks to my hand. I have enough space because I made it so that I can collect all of the sticks released. And let's pick one of these guys, best if it is the... Oh, see what I'm gonna do now. Oh, I was able to jump. Never mind. I will show you. Oh, I don't have a hammer. I need a hammer too, though, so that's the fourth tool that I make. Let's make another rope for ropes. I have to make lots of ropes, so let's make some. And you only need one more long stick. So what I was going to say is that here you cannot go up with the thing that you can carry only one in your hand, right? You need both hands to climb. The game automatically drops it for you. But once you are above, you can just pick it up from above and continue. And now it requires bark that I know that I left some, and now I have enough bark to, because I already transported the bark from one felled tree, and I had the bark for the second one. Alright. So now we have a shelter looking directly at a campfire. So the campfire can warm the shelter even in the winter, so you're gonna be able to keep a villager here in the winter because the fire is gonna be close enough that it's gonna continue to warm the villager. Alright, I'm collecting that resource to expand in that direction, and again I need my torch to give me an idea of what is the lay of the land. One cell completely inside, and so let's expand. In this case, let's expand 4 by